Hello there, Libra. Thank you for stopping by for your tarot video forecast for the week of August 24th through the 30th. The first card that you got came up on Monday as the Knight of Coins in reverse. Now, the Knight of Coins in reverse just tells me that on Monday, there's a couple of ways that this generally manifests, and I do feel like for some of you, maybe this is like a 50-50 split. For some of you, it's going to manifest one way, and for some of you, it's going to be another. The one way is that you're not being so diligent about your income flow and keeping your income flowing in on Monday. So whatever you would normally do to create income flow on Monday, I don't see you doing to full capacity, or maybe not even doing at all. So if you work for somebody else, this can be calling into work. If you work for somebody else, this can be only working a half a day. Or this can even be something like just not working that hard at work, not being too worried about impressing anybody at work. So all of those can come in. If you own your own business, it can manifest in that you just don't work on your income flow that day at all, or you're kind of half-hearted about what you do, or you're just putting in less time than usual. The whole bottom line, though, is that you're just not being as diligent about having your income flow come in as you normally are, okay? So that's one way that it can manifest, and for some of you, about half of you, that's how I see it actually manifesting for you on Monday, Libras. Now, the other way that this can manifest, and I see this happening for the other half of you, is that you're just blowing the budget. You just decide, hey, I want this thing and I'm going to get this thing, and I'll figure out how to fix the budget later. So doing some splurging, possibly doing some impulse spending, possibly doing some repairs around the house that you just decide, you know, this just has to be done right now and I'll figure out the budget later on. So there's a lot of different ways that that can actually come through. But I really am feeling that sense of rebellion of, you know, I've been so good with the budget for so long. If I want to splurge now, then by golly, I can. So I'm really feeling that coming in strongly for the majority of you who it's manifesting like this for. There's only a few of you that I feel like it's something like just unexpected that comes up that blows the budget, like, oh, I need to replace the water heater or something like that. I don't feel a whole lot of that, but I do feel, you know, some of you, maybe like 10% of the 50%, so like 5% of you, maybe that would be how it would manifest, something similar to that. But mostly for those of you who are blowing the budget, I just see it as kind of splurging. That's what it feels like to me. And just figuring, well, I'll figure out the budget later. Not going to think about that right now. Okay, so that's Monday, Libra. You got a few different ways that that can actually manifest. Tuesday, what we have showing up is we have the Two of Swords in reverse. Now, when it's in reverse, this is talking about procrastination. So there's a decision that is in front of you on Tuesday that you're really procrastinating on. The sense that I'm getting is that you would like to have more information before you actually make this decision, because you want to make as fair of a decision as you possibly can. The deal is you're not going to be getting in all the information that you want to get. You're going to have to rely a little bit on your intuition as you're making this decision, because that information is just not going to be forthcoming. And it feels like, to me, for a lot of you, what's going on is you're having to decide between two stories. It's kind of like this person said, that person said, and there's no reliable source that's objective that can tell you what really happened. So it really is up to you using your own intuition to make the fairest judgment that you possibly can on Tuesday. I see this kind of thing manifesting all the time with parents, with their siblings, or I mean with their children who are siblings, you know. She did such and such and such and such, and that's how this ended up broke. And then the other one says, oh no, he did such and such and such and such, and that's how this ended up broke. You know, and so the parents have to figure out, okay, what's the real deal here? And make some kind of decision based on what seems like the real deal. And, you know, you never get that information until maybe years later when the kids are like 20 or 30 and they're sitting around telling old stories, which obviously is way too late for you to be making any decision on. So for some of you, it is like parental type situations, but I don't feel like that's it for all of you. I feel like a lot of you, there's going to be workplace situations or family situations with adults that are going on as well that you have to kind of sort out, that you'll never really know the real story. All right, so let's move on to Wednesday. Wednesday, we have the High Priestess. This is a good day to rely on your intuition. So if you haven't made that decision on Tuesday, Wednesday's a good day to go with your intuition on that decision. But I think really this is talking about, to me it feels like a separate situation that's going on Wednesday for many of you. And this is something where if you're seeing, like if you're feeling like there's red flags coming up about something, but you can't quite put your finger on it, you want to trust that intuition. That's what this is saying. That's saying that the High Priestess, when she shows up on Wednesday, it's saying that you can really trust your intuition. So before you come to any decisions about a situation like that, you want to kind of back off and give it time and let the truth kind of float up to the surface so that you can see what's really going on before you make any kind of decision on a situation where your intuition is kind of giving you some warning flares. Okay, let's see. And then on Thursday, what we have showing up is we have a 9 of clubs in reverse. Now, 9 of clubs in reverse says it's time for peace. Make a way for peace. So this is really an interesting card because, you know, a lot of times we don't feel like we need to be told, let's make peace. But when we have the 9 of clubs, usually what's happened is we had to gear up for something. We had to gear up to defend ourselves, or we had to gear up to launch a new project at work, or we had to gear up for really anything. I mean, you can put anything in there that you might have to prepare for or gear up for. And so when the 9 of clubs comes in reverse, it's kind of what it's really saying is, okay, you've geared up, you've handled your campaign, whatever your campaign was, whether it was launching a new project, whether it was defending yourself, whatever it was, you've geared up, you've done that thing that you've geared up for. Now it's time to bring it back down into neutral. Now it's time to just have peace again. So if it was that you stood up for yourself, now it's time to just back down. You've said your piece and just let people do whatever they're going to do with whatever that you have already said. If it's that you've launched this campaign to get a project going at work and you've been putting in a lot of work on that, well, now it's time to sit back and just let the results come in of that project, and it's time to quit pushing. It's time to just let things come in now. So it's time to relax. It's time to make peace. This is no longer wartime. It's no longer full campaign, full push forward time. It's just time to have some peace. So that's what this card is talking about on Thursday, that it's time to make peace or create peace. Now, on Friday, what we have coming up is we have the Sun card. I love, love, love the Sun card. It's not my favorite card in the deck, but it's pretty darn close. The Sun card really talks about being in a place on Friday, Libra, or a situation where you're feeling really supported and lifted up and encouraged. And as you're feeling this way, you can do the things that you really want to do. You can do them the way that you want to do them. And by the end of the day on Friday, you're just feeling like you've been really productive and you've had a really fun time being really productive. So it's a fantastic, fantastic day. Now, Saturday, what we have coming up for you, Libras, is we have the 4 of Coins in reverse. This is interesting. You guys might want to take heed because we started off the week on Monday with the Knight of Coins in reverse. And so if you're out there blowing the budget, you may want to pay attention because now you've got the 4 of Coins. So there's going to be a little bit of financial pressure put on you later in the week. So you might not want to splurge just to be on the safe side. That's what I would be thinking if I was looking at this for Scorpios because I'm a Scorpio. So Saturday, 4 of Coins in reverse, what that means is that there is some money that you have put back in savings or that you have stashed away that you are pulling out of savings, or you're pulling out of your stash right now. And so we can do this for many reasons. We can do this because, say, we're saving money for a car. Now we go out and buy a car, so we pull out that money that we had saved for a car. Or, so that would be using that money that we saved for exactly what we saved it for. Now, you can also have it manifest in another way, and I feel like some of you are going to have one way, some of you are going to have another. But you can also have it manifest in another way, which is where you have a surprise that comes up that you have to cover financially. And so then what happens is you're taking money out of savings to cover this surprise. So you're not using it for what you were actually saving it for, yet it is still coming out of savings. So the bottom line with this card, when I see it in reverse like this, Libra, is that on Saturday I feel like you're going to be taking some money out of savings and spending it on something, whether it's something that you choose to spend it on or something that kind of surprises you and puts your back against the wall where you have to spend it on that. So, and for a lot of you Libras, this is actually going to be vehicle repairs is what I'm hearing. Now, not for all of you, but for a lot of you, it'll be vehicle repairs is what I'm seeing. Okay, so Sunday, you have the Hierophant showing up, and what I'm hearing when I look at this card for you is that you are going to be seeking some kind of advice on Sunday. This could be spiritual advice, but this could also be financial advice. This could be emotional or relationship advice. But I see you going to somebody and asking for some advice on Sunday. This could also be something like going to a psychic and getting a reading. This could be just going to somebody that you really trust, that you feel like has some good insights. This could be somebody that you've known for a long time, that you've kind of always talked your problems over with. But whatever's going on, it feels like definitely you're looking for some advice and some clarity on Sunday. And it feels to me like you do get that. And you get part of it from this person that you're asking advice of, but it feels like the rest of it kind of comes in from unexpected sources, let's put it that way, from places where you're not even actually looking for that advice or clarity, but it just kind of shows up. You just have one of those moments and in some of those situations where you just go, ah, that makes sense, and some of the puzzle pieces start fitting together. So I do feel like you're going to get some help from that person you ask advice for, but I feel like you're also going to get some help from Sacred Spirit just sending you messages through other sort of random, if you will, ways. So anyway, Libras, that is your week. I want to thank every one of you for stopping by and sharing this time with me. Thank you all for liking, for subscribing, for sharing. All of you who have had readings with me before, and everybody who will have readings with me, thank you all so much. I do appreciate all of your support. Everybody have a fantastic week. I will see you the next time around. Peace out.